Well, good morning, y'all. It's Saturday, November the 22nd of 2025. We are a quarter of a way through this century. And what's interesting is I've been alive for half of a century, plus 1 year here coming up pretty soon. Welcome back to another live stream where we are trying to figure out how to earn $1 million. I'm trying to figure out how to earn $1 million in 5 years. And as a part of that program, part of that process, I'm making some major changes. Uh, and some of those changes is to just stop wasting time. We've got that all figured out. We are reducing the amount of time that we waste and reallocating that time into something more productive for our future because I'm trying to figure out how to walk into retirement without eating government cheese and drinking powdered milk. The reality is, for some of us and some of the people that we know, they're currently eating government cheese and drinking powdered milk for whatever the reason may be. But we have to take full ownership and accountability for our own lives, no matter where we've come from. Now, I don't say that with a callous heart. I say that with just the reality of living in this world. We have to make decisions that are for our benefit and for the benefit of those around us. After last night's stream, I was thinking about coming in today and continuing this conversation about earning $1 million in the next 5 years. How do we get there? What do we do to get there? And you can go back into the previous videos and get caught up to where we are today. Excuse me. The current slide up there. There's one thing that we have to do when we're considering and looking at retirement. Will we have enough when we get there? And if we won't have enough on our current path and trajectory, what are we doing to change that? That's what I'm doing here with you today, is I'm sharing my process on what I'm doing to get there comfortably and hopefully ahead of schedule. Now, why do I believe this is a doable thing and that it could happen? Well, we're in a modern day and age where you can use technology to expand your reach within your marketplace and your specific skill set where other people are going to find it useful. So be useful in the marketplace, share what you have, share the knowledge that you have, whether you start a YouTube channel or some other thing. Now, you may be working a full-time career just as I am, working about 60, 65 hours a week, doing the regular long-term career, which I recently started about 6 months ago. But with the way things are going in the marketplace, who knows what could happen? None of us are in 100% control of what happens around us. What we do have control over is our mindset, thought, energy, and effort, our enthusiasm, and our passion to be of value. And I hope you want to be of value as well. So in last night's stream, we did talk about this right here, this slide right here. Hey, so if you want to retire, Dave Ramsey says you got to put $1,000 a month in for the next 15 years. This is what he told a 50-year-old widow. Do $1,000 a month for 15 years. And by that time, you should have about $500,000. It may not be everything that you need. However, you'll have a warm place to sleep and food to eat. I just don't want to eat government cheese and drink powdered milk. So first thing you can do, just a quick run through, get a raise at your current job or move in a position in your current job. What part of your current company? What part in the place that you work at are there openings that you could more easily transition to that would increase your annual salary or your opportunities? Get a second job. We'll show some slides here in just a bit about things you can do for a second job. That may not require a bunch of new learning. Basic learning skills in a second job could be helpful for you, especially if you're wasting time on Netflix and Hulu and YouTube TV where you're not being compensated with money or compensated with skill sets. So money or skill set are the things that we need to focus our time, energy, and effort on, because the money is the only thing that you can invest into the future, and your skill set is what is going to allow you to increase your income. Learn to trade, buy and sell stuff. That's a big Gary Vaynerchuk thing. And also start a business. Start a business. Do something. There's some tax advantages to starting a business. There are lots of things that you can do with starting a business to take some advantages of tax code, because those are written for businesses, not individuals. So go find some financial people in your area, go find some experts in your area in the financial accounting arena, either a CPA, financial planners, whoever it is within your circle and sphere of influence of the closest 200 people that you know, and ask them a question. There's a description. There's some links in a couple of my videos where you can download a quick worksheet to get the conversation started in your head. Well, to put the conversation that you're having in your head, get it on paper so you can go talk to somebody else in real life and in real time. Not just the guy here on YouTube telling you about what I'm doing for my life. All right. Let's see. So I want to, this whole thing about get a raise, second job, learn a trade. Let's go to something that's pretty interesting that you'll find useful. You can go to any one of the websites and do your own search, because if you need a second job to earn money, to raise money so you can invest it for your future, you might just look at what you can do. And here's something that might be helpful and useful for you. This is from the Indeed career guide page. 16 side jobs you can do while working a full-time job. Now you might be saying, I'm too tired to work a second job. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not too tired to work a second job, because your goals in your future are depending upon you to put money away for when that day comes, because it's coming for all of us. And when that day comes for me, however I get there, hopefully strong and healthy and without a whole lot of issues, I want to get there with a few dollars in the bank that I could take a few trips a year, go visit the grandkids wherever they might be at that particular time, and also go do some fun things with the family. You could work, this is the cutoff thing here. I didn't want to put the whole thing up, but however, you could work as a transcriptionist. And I'm not going to give you all the details as to what that is and what that looks like and how you could start that up, but do your own research. Don't be lazy. You could start a blog. What is it that you love to do? What is it that you can just talk for hours and hours about just because you like doing it and it comes easy? The things that come easy to you, write about it, start talking about it. Maybe that will turn your life around. Maybe that will provide some opportunity for you to increase your income that you can invest into the future. I'm not your financial planner, and I'm not I'm not your certified financial planner. I'm not your professional. So if you do need help, go seek out a local professional, get the conversation started. Get those conversations started. Sell used item. You remember in the first slide there, it said, hey, buy and sell. Sell stuff. Sell stuff. Sell stuff. Buy for cheap. Buy for $1 and sell it for $3 or $4. But my guess is you may not want to do that because you don't want to feel like weird. You don't want people to talk about you. Oh, look at Chad. He's selling t-shirts. He's buying thrifted items, and he's got a little website or a little Spotify store, and he's selling stuff. You may be concerned that people will say something to you. Yeah. So there you go. That's fear. Fear is creeping in. And I think fear stops more people from attempting anything because it's easier to stay the same when people aren't hating on you, right? Oh, you can't do that. You can't go start a business. You don't know what you're doing. You can't buy and sell things. You don't know what you're doing. You can't design a website. You don't know what you're doing. Well, that might be true. You may not know what you're doing, but before the Wright brothers designed and constructed the first plane, they didn't know what they're doing. They just had thoughts and ideas about what they observed in the world. So go figure it out, go learn. There's lots of opportunities to learn anything that you want to do, even if that's a skilled trade. Buy and sell some items. Go out and buy, sell items. That's where that kind of went off. That tangent came from. Buy and sell items that are useful. Oh, but what if somebody doesn't buy what I'm selling? Big deal. You're spending $20 a month on Netflix to sit on the couch to watch a movie. I'm not saying don't do that, but you don't earn anything by doing that. As a matter of fact, every movie you watch costs you money because you are spending the thing that you cannot get back, and that's time. You are exchanging the most valuable thing on the earth, time, for a few hours of entertainment to probably forget about the issues and the problems in your life or maybe in the world. So get busy, get after it, and do something. Let's get after it. Pet sit. Are you good with animals? Maybe you want to be a pet sitter. I don't want to watch people's pets. Most times I don't want to watch my own. I've got some chickens, ducks, and a couple of dogs and a couple of cats. And generally speaking, whatever, I'll take the dog out. But I don't want to spend time doing that. There's a lot of people that don't want to spend time doing that. Maybe you could do that. Maybe you love animals so much that you could do that. All right. Rideshare or Uber. Number 5, rideshare or Uber. You can see plenty of people are doing that. They're doing the rideshare thing, the Lyft thing, and they're also doing the Uber Eats and the DoorDash. And I think that's commendable because they are doing what they have to do to bring in the additional resources for whatever it is that they want to do. But we are focused on becoming a millionaire in 5 years. And if we need to invest $1,000 a month for the next 15 years so we can get to $500,000, what else do we need to do to bridge the gap? We need to bridge the gap, and we're not going to bridge the gap by sitting on the couch. All right, the next thing here, let's see. The next thing is where... man, I lost the train of thought. My train of thought went out the way. But there's 20 part-time jobs that pay well too, so figure that out. You could probably within the next week land a job that's paying $20 an hour, and probably get even 20 hours a week. So we're talking $400 a week. I'm pretty sure you can do this if you're kind of in my range, my age range. You're in the 45 or 50-year-old range. You can go out and land a $20 an hour job for 20 hours a week and do it with less effort than people that are on the job, because now you have purpose. You're going to take that money and not spend it. You're going to take that money and you're going to put it away for a rainy day in some type of investment account, some type of account where your money works for your money and you're not exchanging time for your money. Run errands for people. This is a pretty interesting one. I wouldn't go out and run errands for people because I just don't want to waste my time doing that and driving here and driving there. Otherwise, I would just go do one of the other things where you're driving around a lot. I wouldn't do that. All right. I like this one. Make something and sell it. Can you make something? What is it that you like to make? I've seen people do full-on catering out of their house. As a matter of fact, I've seen people open up like a direct meal service and advertise it on the eating platforms. And they are cooking amazing meals right in their kitchen. They're using the same pots and pans. And I know there's a lot of people out there, oh, well, it's not sanitary. It hasn't been checked by the restaurant inspector, the food inspector. You know what? The reality is you don't even know what's happening with the food that's delivered to your house by the other delivery guy. Think about that. Okay, you know what? It's interesting. That's an interesting point. We have grown up in a time where don't accept candy from strangers, but now we pay strangers to deliver our full dinner meal. Is that dinner? And we pay strangers to deliver our groceries. People we don't know picking up the food that we're going to consume right to your house. Think about that. Yeah, I've done it. I'm not a fan of it because I'd rather just go out to the store and kind of just mosey around and see what's on the shelf because sometimes I like to do that. Now, I guess this is the way for your average person to feel like they're way above average because now they have people serving and delivering the things that they want to consume. But that's kind of neither here nor there. Hey, so make something and sell it, whether it's food in your kitchen, whether you know how to sew. As a matter of fact, there's a gal on Instagram, uh, Leah K. Kind of the story goes, she was down to her last few dollars and rent was due, and rent was due within a few days or something like that. And she made headbands, sold out, went gangbusters, and she started a multi-million dollar business that way. You can find her on Instagram. That's Leah K. Maybe you need to do something like that, an online store. Take your current skills and skill sets and use those and parlay them into a business where you get some tax benefits by owning a business. Plus, you just might find it pretty enjoyable that you're taking all these things that you learned over the years, you've crafted, designed, and created something that the market is willing to exchange their dollars for the thing that you're making. Does that make sense? I hope you're following along. We got a few more things to go through here, and I'll be quick. Painting houses, you can do that. Painting houses, cleaning houses, cutting grass. Go do something. That's the point. Get up, go do something. Let's not lay around all day and mope that we do not have the resources. One of my kids, he posted up something a while back. It's probably been a few years, and he goes, "Man, I know a great place you can get money. You know where that is? Go get a job. So if you need money, go get a job. Go buy and sell something. Go create value in the marketplace that you can exchange for money, because that's what we need to do. You can become a tutor, a handyman, walk the dogs, kind of the same as pet sitting. Oh, there you go. Become a brand ambassador. Do you like specific brands that you just buy that particular brand? Talk about it. Create a video about it. Do something about it. You can do that. And wrapping up this particular page, then we'll get to the one that's pretty fun that I like to talk about, and we'll get there here pretty quickly. So freelance writing services. Are you a good communicator, not just verbally speaking, but also in the written word? Do you know how to write in a way and in a manner that engages people? And just remember, we're doing this as a part of the 5-year, $1 million walkabout, how to create $1 million in 5 years with your current career and adding something else to it. And at some point, I'll share with you what I've added to my life, kind of the direction that I'm going, so I can get there. Now, in my current role, like I said, about 65 hours a week working, and I do earn a salary, and I'm able to earn a commission on top of that because I am a professional salesperson. I've seen this other thing here, take online surveys. I'm not sure I would spend a bunch of time trying to take online surveys, but I see this popping up, and if Indeed is putting this up there, then there might be some validity to it. Do voice work. There was a guy years ago, and he became super popular. And I think this guy might have been a homeless person, but he had this amazing resonance with his voice. I'm not sure the vocal range or where he was at, like kind of on the musical scale, but he had this amazing voice, and it provided him with opportunity to exchange his voice for income. So can you do voice work? What does your voice sound like? Do you know what your voice sounds like? Other than when you're talking? If you don't, turn your camera on and talk about a subject or a couple of different subjects for an hour straight. Talk about something for an hour straight and let the conversation go wherever it's going to go. And then at some point, listen to it. Play it back and listen to the whole thing start to finish. And number one, when you do this, don't be hard on yourself. Ew, I sound terrible. Ew, there's lots of uhs and ums and ahs. Ew, ew, ew. Don't do that. Because the reason why you would do that is so you can hear yourself clearly in how you think and articulate and put sentences together without interruption. That could help you do some voice work. That could help you do some voice work. All right, so that's that part. The next part that we're going to get into is something that I did myself. This is when I was laid off in January 25 from my previous career role where I'd been at the company for 3 years. And I was doing a little bit of travel for that role, serving the clients that I served, and I covered the West Coast. And I supported companies in disaster restoration because I'd spent 7 years before that. So then I went 3 years into supporting those companies, and then I was laid off because I missed some numbers. Hey, that's how it goes. But we fail and we learn, and we take those learning experiences and we capitalize on them by taking what we know, looking at the shortfall or the points where we miss the mark, and we make adjustments. And then we represent ourselves in the marketplace with having a better understanding of the things that could be a negative impact on our life. So let's do this. Because this is what I did. I've had a LinkedIn profile for probably 15 years now. And I went to my LinkedIn profile. I did some updates. I took my resume out of LinkedIn, made some modifications to that, made some changes to that. And this current one right here, this is my current career, current role. And I just got to look and I was like, holy moly, this is crazy. Almost 11,000 connections on LinkedIn. And that reminds me, you need connections. Who's in your network of people and in your community of people that you can connect with to ask them about anything, pretty much. With the connection group this long, or I mean, this, and obviously they're not all friends because that's too many to have. But who do you have in your network that could help support you along your pathway into the direction that you're trying to go? Whether that's career advancement or career changes, you need people on your side that can guide and direct you. As we continue down this path and this conversation, LinkedIn could be your best friend. Even in the middle of lots of changes in the marketplace, LinkedIn can still be a great resource for you. It's been for me. It's absolutely been for me. And I could actually attribute sales and income dollars through LinkedIn. I can contribute that through LinkedIn, through connections I've had in LinkedIn, and probably in my last 10 years of working. It's probably over $1.5 million in sales because of LinkedIn. Now, what you want to do as you're building out your LinkedIn profile, get some help with that too. I'm not a LinkedIn profile builder, that kind of guy. I just use it and I'm on it pretty much daily because I'm continuously expanding out my network. And all of this is to do well at my job and look at how do I go into the future, into my retirement. I'm connected with certified financial planners and CFPs. I'm connected with lots of people and accountants and lawyers through LinkedIn. And I read what people post, and I also post some. I post quite a bit on LinkedIn. And again, this whole conversation is get up, get out, and get after it, because we are trying to change our retirement future so we don't go into it broke. But you've got to engage with your network. You ever have people that just come around when they need something? There is a bit of that on LinkedIn, but I don't want you to be that. Create something on LinkedIn, create a topic on LinkedIn. Um, these are my search analytics right here on LinkedIn. This is what LinkedIn is saying is like search, and it's happening for me. So I'm building out my network, and I create on LinkedIn. I write lots of things on LinkedIn, um, because okay, so you're not gonna be able to see this. I'm not gonna mess around with it, but this is just to goes to show you. Well, let's see. I might be able to pull it over some. There we go. So I have lots of uh, posts on LinkedIn that provide some visibility into my personal brand. I share things that I see from other people that I've worked with in the past. I write things on LinkedIn. That's me flying a plane. There was some business context to this particular post about being diligent, um, following direction and guidance and execution. So I'm engaged on LinkedIn. I was riding the motorcycle to a job site. This was a pretty actually this was my first longest motorcycle ride over 300 miles one way, and it was fantastic, and I highly recommend it. But the point of all this really is to encourage you as you look at retirement and as you and depending upon where you are today, that we need to get busy, create opportunity for ourselves so we have some money that we can put into retirement. Based on last night's live stream with the 2022 Federal Reserve data, the median for the median net worth for multiple ethnic groups is far below what we're going to need when we hit the retirement age. So a lot of that means is we just got to keep working, keep staying after it, use all the tools that are available to you. Um, Lots of tools available to you. I share lots of things on LinkedIn. You can connect with me there as well for just mainly business things. I engage, I write, obviously motorcycle stuff, but it's a great resource. So coming back to why your network is going to be the place that can help set you up for your next move. But you want to build out your network now when you're not under stress, when you're not under duress, when you're just not approaching people because you want something. Provide value and create posts on LinkedIn, and that provides value for other people around you. Provides information. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. So let's see. All right, so let's pull that stuff off the page and let's get down to brass tacks. I don't want you to go into retirement eating government cheese and drinking powdered milk. So that's why I'm spending a little bit of time today. Let's turn that phone off here. I'm spending a little bit of time today to communicate to you that you can change your life by changing your habits and changing your mind on particular things. And if you change your habits and you recuperate some of the time that you've been wasting and invest that time into something more beneficial for you and your family going into your later years, I think you have a pretty good chance. And I'm not a fortune teller, nor do I have a magic 8 ball. But we know if we don't do something drastically different than today, when we get there, it's going to be more difficult. So, what does that mean? What does that mean, and how does that look? Well, you got to get up, get out, and get after it. We have to change our minds and our mindsets on certain things and how we use our time, and we have to change our habits. You have to do what you have to do to go where you want to go. You have to do what you have to do to go where you want to go. Our challenge would be, once we start moving in this direction, we want to tell everybody about what it is we're doing. While I'm doing this on YouTube, it's a natural thing. Oh, hey, I'm doing XYZ. And for the most part, we tell them because we want the feedback. Oh, hey, good job. That's great. Good job. We want that feedback. But you know how hard it is if we're seeking the approval and validation of somebody else about what you're doing with your life to better your life? There's a small fraction of people that will support you and cheer you on in that. And then there's another group of people that will say, Chad, you can't do that because you've never done it before. You always start something. You're always starting new things. You never complete anything. Why do you think you can do that? Well, I know if I don't attempt, I certainly won't achieve anything. So find your community. Find your community of people that are going to support you along your path. Not only support you with the applause, they're also going to be a guidepost to get you back on track, back on task. Hey, you said you're going to do XYZ. Tell me about what you've done down that pathway. Where are you in the process of that? See, because the first time you open your mouth about you're going to do something, you have to be able to respond and say without a doubt, this is what I've done. Now, maybe it didn't work out as planned or exactly as planned, but you need to respond. If somebody says, hey, Chad, you're doing these things, you're talking about these things. Well, how's it going? Well, great. Let me tell you how. You got a couple minutes? I'm super excited. Super excited. I am doing some things. And I am taking on some wealth building parameters for when I walk into retirement. And then the question is, okay, well, why though? Why are you doing this? Other than the whole cheese and powdered milk, why are you doing this? Well, I think because the skills that I have are valuable in the marketplace. The experience that I have is valuable in the marketplace for those around me. And I also think there's a community of people that are kind of going through the same thing, that if given the opportunity would want to engage with others on an improvement process. So all of that to say, wherever you find yourself, wherever you find your financial condition, you can change it. You can change it starting today. Wherever you find yourself projecting out into the future, you can create it by what you do today. Now, we may be a little late to the game, but the game is not over. The game is not over. The game is not over. So get up, get after it, get busy, get something done. Be a positive force, contributing force in the marketplace. Create something that you can be proud of. Something that people around you want to help you with. Now, that's all I got for today. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. We are on the 5-year, $1 million walkabout, where we're going to earn $1 million in 5 years by doing whatever it is we have to. That's legal under the sun to do that. All with the purpose that we can retire well and leave something behind to our family other than bills and opening up a GoFundMe account. And I'm not speaking bad about anybody, not passing judgment. It's just something that I don't want to do, because if you're a fully able and capable man, then I think it's something that you should do. So, all right. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, feel free to leave me a challenging question down in the comments. Leave something challenging that we could kind of come back to and walk through. And, you know, you can, I mean, I don't care. You can hate on me in the comments as well. But if you do, be specific. You don't have to talk about my hair, or you don't like my beard. I got the salt and pepper in it. Be specific about what it is that I'm saying that you don't find true for yourself if you want to change. So change your mind and change your habits. I'm Chad. We'll see you later. Bye.